What's up, everybody? We are 5 days away from the brand new season of Apex Legends, Season 19, named Ignite, where we're going to get the Legend Conduit, as well as changes to Stormpoint and some other stuff that's coming out. Today, we're going to talk about what EA put out. We don't have patch notes yet, but that's coming, as well as what's being reported by Dexerto and esports.gg for some of the big stuff that's coming, some of the important stuff. And if you want to see Conduit in action, if you want to see me use new weapons, any buff legends, nerf legends, whatever, I'll be live on the first day of the season, although I wish they would have waited till the day after Halloween. I know they like to start on Tuesdays, but it would be nice to have Trick or Trios on Halloween. But I will be live for the new season. Good long stream. My Twitch is linked down below. I'll be live about 5:36 Eastern that night at the latest. But now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and start talking through everything. We're going to look at the trailer some. We're going to skip around a little bit, but we are going to look at the trailer some because it previews some of the Stormpoint changes that we'll talk about, as well as showcases some of Conduit's ability, all of her abilities. But
every storm.
So this trailer does take place on Stormpoint. You can see some of the destruction here.
Not to break first.
Stormcatcher. If you want to check out this trailer too, this blog post will be linked down below that contains the trailer.
The sun will rise on all of us.
So here's our new look at Conduit, which is what we're mainly focused on here. So her passive, you can see here, it says save your speed, gain a burst of speed when running towards a teammate out of tactical range. So if your teammate is out of your Q range and you're running in their direction, you'll run faster. From there we have Radiant Transfer, which is her tactical. It says send a surge of energy to a teammate, generating temporary shields for them and Conduit when in danger. So when you activate your Q and hit a teammate with it, they get a temporary shield. Think sort of like the Revenant ultimate, except it doesn't regenerate with a knock, but that is essentially what it is. It's an external extra shield.
Whoa, someone got the party started.
Yeah, don't go. This whole fight was your idea. Sorry about this.
And then this is her ultimate here. It's called Energy Barricade. It deploys an array of shield jamming devices which damage and slow enemies. So think of it essentially like setting up a barricade that does the same thing as Crypto's ult somewhat. And then these barrel things that you can see her throwing out are actually destroyable. And I think it's 7 of them come out and essentially create a wall.
For the viewers
like you saw there.
It feels as cool as
that's Conduit's default skin. Stormpoint, you can see some of the changes here, which we'll talk about lower down in the blog post. Shadow Vantage. That's the other big thing, cross progression's coming, but we'll talk about that. Alright, so now they're just previewing some Battle Pass skins, so we're going to go ahead and move on from that. As usual, like I mentioned, if you want to watch the trailer, if you want to read this stuff, this will also be linked down below, as well as all the articles I covered today. So they don't really they give kind of her backstory here, which I'm not going to read through. They don't talk about her abilities in the blog post, just in the trailer. We'll definitely know more as they post more as we get closer to the season in the coming days. The Stormpoint, I'm not going to read through this stuff. I'm just going to read here. Add attractive central POIs for players searching for combat. Watson's Pylon and CETO station provide central hot drops for players looking to fight early. Reduce overall map size to improve mid-game pacing. Significant map size reductions to both the southern coastline and northern mountainous areas make these zones more attractive for early combat and reduce the overall distance between squads. So, smaller Stormpoint, which I think is good. I still will hate that Stormpoint is an uphill battle if these zones pull north, but it is what it is. I'm definitely down for it to be a little bit smaller. Reduce friction of central rotations with CETO station replacing Prowler Island and a reworked Prowlerless Forbidden Zone. The rotations through the center of the map have never been smoother. Now, personally, I'd be fine if all the Prowlers were gone, but I'll take reductions in Prowlers as it is. So, new points of interest. This is Watson's Pylon here. At the end of Arsenal, a massive storm ravaged Stormpoint, forcing it offline. This was bad news for the city of Suotamo, which is largely powered by energy infrastructure on or around the island. Watson quickly volunteered to assist, having friends with close ties to Suotamo. Watson since led the charge to restore power at the pylon in collaboration with the Syndicate. With the pylon, the team's goal was to create a dynamic hot drop where players can reliably find early combat. The team was particularly interested in tapping into the vertical cat and mouse gameplay found on World's Edge. The notable features of Watson's pylon are the charge tower at the center of the POI and an integrated gravity cannon that launches players into the reworked Forbidden Zone. Watson's room on the top floor is also home to some particularly interesting details. We're thrilled with how Watson's pylon turned out, and I hope you will be too. This looks like, why can't I remember the name of it? Oh my god, what is the name of the POI that go down bottom? It's a hotspot. They says in the middle map. I know exactly what this is, and I can't think of the name. Oh wait, no, this is Prowler Island. I'm tripping. This is where Prowler Island was, I believe. And that would make sense with the water being around it and stuff. And I believe it actually says it up here. Yeah, CETO replacing Prowler Island. Wait, no, that's Zeus Station and CETO Station. I'm confused. I need it laid out on the map. So this is the new Zeus Station in the mountains near Lightning Rod. So this is up near Lightning Rod. This is over. If you're looking at the map, it's to the left of the actual Lightning Rod name. Zeus is a symmetrical POI that replaces High Point. Our goal for this POI was to make dropping on the high side of the map more viable. Zeus Station retains a singular redeploy balloon on Storm Point. So yeah, it is up in that same spot that I'm thinking. And a particularly sneaky rotation through the mountain connects this POI directly to the back of Lightning Rod. So this is probably what they're talking about here, that connects into the back of Lightning Rod. And then the CETO Station, this is what's replacing Prowler Island. So I think I'm still right on where Watson's pylon is. The CETO Station replaces Prowler Island, which was previously a difficult rotation due to containing PvE elements. Yeah, it's one of my least favorite rotations, and one of the things that made me hate Storm Point so much. In a high traffic junction, our goal with CETO Station was to resolve the friction of this rotation while simultaneously adding an exciting central hot drop. Then we have Echo HQ and Coastal Camp. Echo HQ players are already familiar with Echo structures from Kings Canyon, so the team wanted to bring something fresh to the kit. Echo has established its massive HQ on the coast where Gale Station previously stood. This imposing structure features a large open interior with maintenance tunnels around the exterior for protected flanking and a central zipline for easy rooftop access. And then Coastal Camp, the team's goal for Coastal Camp was to pull in a coastline as part of our efforts to reduce the overall map size. As you can see, this is from where the ship crash was. As a result, a huge amount of playable space has been focused into a smaller area that is much better connected by nearby POI such as Watson's Pylon and Echo HQ. We've also introduced a convenient new mountain rotation between Barometer and Coastal Camp. I think that's this little tunnel here. But I'm going to go and pause this recording so I can bring up the map really quick and we kind of look at where things are changing. Okay, so now I have the map pulled up. God, it was so much harder than it should have been to find a map. But here we're essentially looking at, so this is where Watson's Pylon is going to be, his antenna. That's, I don't know why I couldn't remember the name of antenna, but that's where Watson's Pylon is going to be. This is Gale Station, so that's going to be where Echo HQ is. It'll be that, and like Fish Farms, I think, is also destroyed. And then Shipfall is where another one of the new POIs is. And then Prowler Island, they don't actually mark Prowler Island on here. Prowler Island, right here on the left, that's where the CETO station is going to be. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump back into the blog post for the new season. Okay, so now that we're back, we have the Devastated Coast. The Devastated Coast is at Fish Farms. You can see this is with Fish Farms. I mentioned when we were pointing the map that Fish Farms will be destroyed. And this is what Fish Farms looks like now, also now called Devastated Coast. It says Devastated Coast players will be able to witness the hardest hit areas of the storm and battle within the ruined remains of Fish Farms. Echo has built a protective wall to reinforce the central river from flooding, creating a new structure that defines the ridge line. A building suspended by a nearby crane provides a powerful position for squads fighting in this area. Alright, so that's all the new POIs. So now we're looking at the IMC armories are now destroyed. Unfortunately, IMC Spectres failed to defend Storm Point from the storm, leaving only ravaged husks of the armories behind. Expect some high-tier loot to remain, but the Spectres will no longer defend the spoils. So now you don't go in, activate it, fight the Spectres, then you get smart loot. Now it's just going to be high-tier loot armories. Rework, so this is the Forbidden Zone. This is the, people call it Jurassic Park. This is where they contained the Prowlers. One of my least favorite areas to rotate through, along with Prowler Island, especially if you rotated up from Prowler Island into Forbidden Zone, non-stop fighting Prowlers. The Forbidden Zone was hit hard by lightning during the storm, destroying parts of the perimeter fence and causing the Prowlers to flee. Our goal for this, now, if you want to have Prowlers, it'd be kind of cool that if the Prowlers flee, that if they were just randomly around the map. Our goal for this area was to reduce the friction of rotating through the zone by removing the Prowlers, but also providing structures to build better fronts and defensive options when squads are forced into combat. Yeah, this was a hard area to fight with only these outer perimeter buildings, and then just wide open plus the Prowlers. It was a little hard to fight, so I like that there's some new structures and we don't have Prowlers in there anymore. Then we're looking at the main reworked area here of Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is where we're going to have, this is the Zeus, what is the name of it? Zeus Station is up by Lightning Rod now. You can see here, this is what is becoming Zeus Station. This was Lightning Rod. So now if you scroll over, you can see Zeus Station, and you can see that rotation into the back of Lightning Rod that they were talking about. As well as, wait, that should look more destroyed. As well as you can see that the Lightning Rod POI is smaller and moved over a little bit. Might just be moved over a little bit, but it looks like it is definitely a little bit smaller here. This right side is definitely smaller. Yeah, you can see the land here on this right side is gone now. And it looks like Lightning Rod is actually just moved over a little bit and shrunk a little bit. There's nothing on the left side of it. So it's more of a floating island than it was before. So definitely watch out. Don't want to fall off the map, especially if you're used to using this land at all over here. And then big thing is cross progression. They do have a blog post on it, which will be linked down below, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Another big thing is this ranked update, which I hate. I hate this ranked update. They put out some other stuff about how there's going to be more bonuses. And there'll be no more like squad cutoff. So if you don't play much and you're bronze, but your buddy is diamond, you can still play together. You'll just be in the diamond lobbies, or you'll go with their MMR, whatever it is. I still don't. They need to talk more about how they matchmake for ranked. Anyways, promotional trials are launching in Ignite. Prove your skill to earn your promotion up to the next ranked tier. Upon reaching the peak of ranked tier, one must complete a set of time-limited skill challenges to earn their tier promotion. Promotional trials ensure a minimum skill level for each ranked tier. Stay tuned for our patch note blogs for more details. So essentially, this is if you get to gold 1, now you have 5 games to get a win, or to get up to plat 4. Or if you're silver to gold, I'm just using examples. Now you got to get 5 kills in a game within the next 5 games, or you take a penalty. We're going to get more details. I don't really like this system. No other game does this for ranked. If you could gain 150 LP, and let's say it's your 5th game that you need a win, but you get 2nd place, you get 150 LP, none of it matters. I think it's a terrible new system. Skydive hollow sprays, don't really care. We'll see. We'll get hollow sprays now when you're skydiving, whatever. And then patch notes come out on Monday. So that's it for the main blog post. We're going to go ahead and look at some stuff. First, we're going to look at their cross progression blog, and then we're going to look at the Dexerto stuff, the esports stuff. So here we have cross progression. If you want to read through all this, you are free to read through all this. I'm just going to hit some of the highlights. The content and cosmetics, anything that is exclusive, so the PS Plus items, the Xbox Founders item, the Xbox Gold items, or the Nintendo-only Path skin, then those will stay on those consoles. All other cosmetics and everything will move to whatever console, PC you are actually playing on. Currency, Apex coins that you get on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation will all stay the same across. But Nintendo, if you earn Apex coins or purchase them on your Switch, they'll stay on Nintendo. But crafting materials, legend tokens, and heirloom shards are all the same across all platforms. Progression, first-party platform achievements and trophies. You know, PlayStation and Xbox have achievements and trophies. You don't get them for Steam, and vice versa. They're just on. They're just. It says locked to each platform, but progress-based achievements will unlock. So like if it was get to a certain level, which I don't think there is one of those, it would be the same progress on each platform, but it would be locked per platform. Ranked leaderboards are locked on each platform. So if you play ranked on PlayStation, but then you also play on PC, the ranks are different. But challenges completed for rewards and Battle Pass stars, prize tracks, and XP are all going to be the same across all platforms. So can you opt out? No, you cannot opt out. It is mandatory that you have cross progression. It will be whatever account is the highest. The other accounts will merge into whatever account is the highest level. So RIP Smurf accounts if they were on different platforms. Content and currency, Apex, we already talked about the Apex coins. Cosmetics, we already talked about. I have duplicate content on multiple profiles, so I'll be in front of this. Unfortunately, no refunds will be issued for content acquired multiple times. This content will not appear twice in your inventory. So that's it. That's the cross progression details, but cross progression is finally coming. I've only been playing Apex for a year and a few months, so not really a huge deal to me. But for people that have been playing for a long time, and like if I started playing Apex in the beginning, I would have started on Xbox. I now play on PC. I'd be super psyched for this, and I'm super happy for the longtime Apex players. That being said, let's continue with more of the content and changes coming into the new season. Here it's just Conduit abilities summed up a little bit. I thought this would be more useful, but gained a burst of speed when running towards teammates. We talked about send a surge of energy, deploy a shield, array of shield damage. I thought they talked about how it's destroyable, but I guess not. That was a waste of time. Anyways, moving on. Here we have the Apex Legend changes and the weapon, these are the weapon changes. The care package and wingman. Now the wingman's going into the care package, replacing the L-Star. It is getting a damage buff and a skull piercer elite hop up as well. Not great. Not super happy about when that gets pulled out of the care package, but at least I don't have to get shit on by wingman users because I'm not good with the wingman. And the high school players always kill me with it. Now returning to the floor out of the crafters, the RE45 and the 3030. Entering the crafters, the R3 and the Volt. Nothing crazy. I'll probably start using the 3030 as long as the damage doesn't get changed. I'll start picking that up more. I don't like the G7. I actually like the 3030. R3, it's just so weak. I love the good old reliable R3, but it's so weak that it's whatever. And same thing with the Volt. I actually really like the Volt, but it's just so weak. Weapon buffs in Apex Season 19, increasing the projectile size of the longbow, sentinel, and charge rifle. We'll see if that really makes any difference. Charge rifle improving bullet drop ballistics to feel more empowered to take shots at range. I don't even see the charge rifle being used that much, so whatever. Bow, faster draw speed, more flexibility with shatter caps with tighter blast pattern. Can toggle them off if you prefer precision. I wish they would just take the bow out of the crafter and let us be able to pick it up. Wingman moved to care package. It's getting a damage buff, and not only did it get the skull piercer elite, it's also getting boosted loader. And turbocharger damage nerf reverted, so now the equipping a turbocharger doesn't reduce damage on Havoc, Diva, whatever. Weapon nerfs, Hemlock slight damage reduction, 30-30 repeater, increased hipfire spread with successive shots. Not really worried about that. We'll talk more about all that stuff in the patch notes. Now we're moving on to the promotional trials, which is something that was mentioned, but it's more talked about. So here is the developers. They themselves gave a challenge to progress from Silver 1 to Gold 4. In the next 5 matches, you'll need to win a match. That's crazy to go from Silver 1 to Gold 4 that you only have 5 matches to win. It's not crazy if you have a full trio, but if you're a solo queue or even a duo queue, that could be ridiculous. It says, or place top 10 and get 3 kills / assists at least 3 times. That's a little more doable for sure. I don't like these challenges. It really hurts the solo queue players more than anything, and it's just not something that you put in a rank system, especially like I could gain 150 LP and not rank up because I didn't complete whatever the challenge is, and I think it's really bad. If you fail to complete the challenge within the 5 matches, you'll be sent back down. How far depends on how badly you perform the promotion trials. So another mystery. Just like MMR, this is another thing that we're just not really being told about by the devs. Hopefully they will elaborate more in the patch notes, but I don't know. If you do well but miss out, you only move down a bit, but if you play really poorly, you might get pushed back further. Respawn also explained that failing the trial in Diamond is more punishing than failing it in Bronze, for example. Respawn knows these promotions will add extra friction to ranking up, and so they are also going to be more generous with ladder points this season. LP won't matter if you're not completing the challenge, though. But this means the players cannot rank up simply by playing passively. You'll need to win matches or rack up kills to actually prove you are worthy of doing that in the next ranked tier. You could just do that with kill bonuses versus placement bonuses, but, you know, go ahead and add a mechanic that's not going to be good for the game. Now we got Legend buffs and nerfs. Let's see, Catalyst is getting a nerf. Her tactical, now the core will no longer block projectiles, so that little floating ball in the middle doesn't block your bullets. Reduced max in world count from 3 to 2, so now you can't throw 3 of her tacticals, you only throw 2 of them, and reduced range significantly. Ultimate reduced how long it lasts, so her wall will not last as long now, and the cooldown does not start until after the wall collapses, which I think is good. One thing I would like to see is her passive get slightly nerfed, a little bit less health on the door. 3 kicks instead of 4 would be nice, or if you could shoot it down. Bangalore is also getting nerfed because the Bangalore Digi meta is obnoxious and they don't want that. The duration of double time is reduced, the smoke time is reduced, and rolling thunder stun is reduced. I still think they need to remove the rolling thunder stun from your own teammates, but it is what it is. And then Revenant, the time extension window is reduced from 30 seconds to 3 seconds. So now when you down somebody, your ult is not being recharged 30 seconds, only being recharged for 3 seconds. Window reduced from 30 seconds to 3 seconds. Or the time extension, sorry, not the recharge of the shield. But the time extension is only 3 seconds. Legend buffs, Wraith passive voices will be more reliable. She just needs a new passive. I think this is a terrible passive. Pathfinder can scan care packages even after an allied skirmisher has. So that's good because, like, if you had another skirmisher teammate and they scan the care package, which I do and I never play Path, it prevents Path from being able to do it, which recharges his ult. So this is definitely a nice buff to him. Vantage, I love a Vantage buff. I think she needs more than this, but max bullets and ultimate increased to 6 from 5. I would like to see some other buffs for her, but this is a good start. It's not really going to do too much, especially because I shoot them as soon as I have like 1, but it's something. Newcastle Wall will increase max leap height, so now you can go higher with it, and faster recover time on landing. So you essentially have a landing stun, and now that's going to be shorter. That's all the changes that we know about so far. Of course, if there's in the patch notes, there may be more, which we'll definitely talk about. And then finally, one thing I wanted to point out from esports.gg, they covered all the other information pretty much that I've been talking about, but these respawn changes are coming as well, which will be in the patch notes. But now, if somebody respawns you to Beacon, you come back with whatever armor level you died with, the non-crate weapons that you died with. So obviously, if you get a Prowler, which is in the care package, you're not going to come back with the Prowler. But if you had like Spitfire R9, you're going to come back with Spitfire R9, no attachments, and then you get 2 stacks of ammo for each weapon you died with. It'd be interesting if you have 2 light weapons like Spitfire R9, if you get 4 stacks of light. We'll have to see. The armor level you died with, I'm so on. I like that you get weapons back and not just barehanded white armor, but maybe just do blue armor or white armor since you're getting weapons and ammo as well. But those are all the changes that we know so far. Of course, when the patch notes come out, I'll cover that as well. But that's everything that we know so far. Map changes, new legend, weapon and legend buffs and nerfs, the respawn changes, the obnoxious rank change. That's everything we know so far. Like I said, all of this stuff will be linked down below if you want to check it out for yourself. My Twitch will also be linked down below. And while you're scrolling down, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I talk about the patch notes. If you're into Warzone, so you know when Warzone stuff comes up. When my video on Conduit comes out, hit that notification bell so you're the first to see all of that. But I will see you on the newly worked Storm Point plus whatever maps we get in the rotation. Please keep Olympus and World's Edge. But get frying. Have a good day. Bye.